turn on your mic so you can ask your doubts and queries. So during the session, if you have any doubts, you can write down in the chat. Okay, so let's begin. Good evening, everyone. A warm welcome to all the participants joining from India and across the world for day 3rd of World Space Week 2025. My name is Komal and I'm part of Propagation Institute team, and I'll be your host for today's session. World Space Week is the largest annual celebration of space exploration and science celebrated all around the world. It brings together learners, educators, research, and space enthusiasts to celebrate humanity's journey among the stars. This year's theme is Living in Space, explore how life adapts, survive, and thrives beyond Earth. So about the organizers, Propagation Institute of Advanced Study is a global platform building world's largest, biggest scientific and learners community where students, researchers, and educators come together to learn, collaborate, and explore science in modern research-based way. Along with that, we have our collaborator, which are SC Citizen Science Group, and it is India's biggest citizen science community where anyone, regardless of their background, can take part in real scientific research, discovery, and innovation. Together, we aim to connect learners and scientists across the world to celebrate space, science, and curiosity. So today, we are honored to host Benedetta Facini, ma'am, an inspiring space explorer and educator. She is an astronaut candidate at Titan Space Industries, a NASA citizen scientist working on real research like asteroid detection, a trade analog astronaut, and an active science communicator. She also represented the European Space Agency during the JUICE mission 2023, inspiring countless students and space enthusiasts worldwide. So today's session is all about opportunity for students, how to become an astronaut. So I think the stage is yours, ma'am, and I would like to invite Benedetta Facini, ma'am, with a very warm welcome. So, ma'am, up to you. You can begin the session.
Hello, good evening. Thank you for having me. Today, I will talk to you about what you can do for space, even if you are still a student or a normal citizen. So don't worry if you are not a scientist or an astronaut yet, you can be part of space and science too. So I made a presentation for you. Let me share it. Just a second. Okay, can you see it?
Not yet, ma'am, not right now.
It will take some time, it's okay.
Yeah. Let me know if you can see it, please.
Yeah, not yet, but I think it'll be a minute, maybe.
I can see that I'm sharing.
It's not being shown here.
Start this one.
Okay, yeah, it's there.
Not yet?
It's there.
Ma'am, your network is slow, so just it gonna take some time. It's okay.
It's not
Yeah.
now. It's everybody's visible.
I can try again to share. Just give me.
No, ma'am. It's visible to everybody now. You're good.
Okay. Now I will tell you some things that I did and some trainings, and then I will tell you about the opportunities for you. So I went to NASA and I did some simulation on the ISS mockups. I tried the experience of simulated spacework, and it was amazing. And also I was part of a simulated mission on the Martian soil. I went to a simulated Martian station, and my role was to install an antenna to communicate with Earth for the first time. And then I think the most exciting part is that I work on spacesuits. I test them inside the spacecraft simulators and space station simulators, and also on high G and zero G flights. Zero G flights are useful to simulate the zero gravity, like in space, where you can free float inside spacecraft or aircraft. And I think this is the most amazing opportunity I had, because like in space there is zero G, and I tried zero G on Earth. So I think this is amazing. And also I am a science communicator, and my biggest honor was to be selected by ESA, European Space Agency, to follow and talk about the Jewish mission from the Mission Control Center in Germany. And my role was to explain the science behind the Jewish mission to the public, because we know that sometimes space science is very complicated and difficult. And my role was to make it easy for normal people, students, and citizens. And also, I am an astronaut candidate. I will fly to space in 2029. And from January, I will start my training for this mission. I'm really excited and happy. And also because my commander will be a former NASA astronaut. So I will share everything with you. I share everything on social media. So if you want to see how an astronaut training works, please follow me. I will share everything to show that space is for everyone. So space is for everyone, also for students and normal people. But how can you be part of space and space science? Well, there are many opportunities. I will tell to you about my favorite two opportunities and the most important ones, because NASA Citizen Science. If you don't know what it is, I will tell you. It's a project open to the public. Don't worry if you're not American, it's open to everyone. You only need passion and a computer or a phone. So don't worry if you're not a scientist or a physicist or an engineer. Don't worry. If you have passion and love, you can collaborate with NASA too. This is amazing, right? My first project with NASA was the cloud spotting on Mars. You will learn how to evaluate the shapes of the clouds on Mars. You will need just to study for 10 or 5 minutes on the first try. So don't worry, it's not very complicated. It's for everyone, and it's really rewarding because you will learn how to identify clouds on Mars. And this activity will be able to help astronauts who will work on Mars one day. You will like be able to say, okay, be careful, there is a dangerous or big clouds coming to you, please don't land now. So maybe you are able to help future Mars workers. So I think this activity is very, very important. And if you want to take part to this, do it. It's not a game. It's not a game, it's very serious. You have to study well the material. It's not a lot of material, but please study well, because it's real science. It's real NASA science, and it's very important. And then Space Cloud Watch. This is very funny because you only need a camera or a smartphone. You have to take pictures of the clouds and send them to NASA so they can study the clouds. I don't know if you know the Nautilus clouds, but they help us to study the climate change. They are very important. So if you are in an open space and see clouds, you can download the app from the website, take a picture of the sky or clouds that is very like strange, and send it to them, and maybe you are able to make a discovery about special clouds, climate change, and this is very, very, very funny and easy. And then Galaxy Zoo. This activity is in collaboration between NASA and ESA. You will be able to see images that no one has seen before. You will be the first person to see a picture of a galaxy, and you will learn how to classify it, the shapes, the color, the dimension. Like you will be the first scientist to see this image. So if you want to be the first, participate in this activity. And then this is very strange, but very cool because the dark energy, we know that it's a very important topic, right? And you can help scientists to create the largest and biggest detailed map of the galaxies ever. This is a new activity. The study material and tutorial is a little complicated, but if you like dark energy and physics, take part in this one because it's very rewarding. If you do a really important discovery, your name can be put inside NASA materials and NASA research as a scientist. So this is very, very, very important. And then, okay, this is an activity, citizen scientist is an activity you can do for NASA and space using your computer. But what can you do in person to help science and NASA or astronauts? Well, it's simple, analog missions. And this is not a game. It's very, very hard job to do to be an analog astronaut because I will tell you in a few seconds. It's very, very difficult because you can be also in danger sometimes because you will simulate a real space mission, but on Earth. So this activity is not a game. Do it only if you are sure that you can make it. Okay, who are analog astronauts? Well, analog astronauts are normal people or scientists who work on Earth for space. We help astronauts for future mission on Moon, Mars, and beyond. So, what are analog missions? Well, it's a simulated mission on Earth, and it simulates every aspect of space exploration. You will live inside a small habitat, confined habitat in a very, very, very hard environment. You will also feel the psychological aspect of a mission because you are isolated. You are for many days inside an habitat with always the same 3 or 4 people. You don't know your crewmates until the mission starts. So it simulates a real space missions in the psychological effect. So I can talk about my mission. I was like in Poland inside the hood, and we were isolated from everyone. The nearest city was like about 2-hour driving from our base. So if anything happens, we have to do everything by ourselves, from medical emergency to psychological emergency to a fire emergency. No one was able to help us immediately. So we train to do everything by ourselves, like astronauts do in space. We also had a fake emergency inside, a simulated emergency inside the habitat. We got simulated power loss. So we got 4 days of complete darkness inside our habitat, and also without power. We did not have the life support system. So our oxygen levels went very low. We got some air problems, so we had to find a way to resolve this problem. And it was very complicated because not all crew members were able to work together immediately because we are from different background. There were like civilians, engineers, scientists. So not everyone was able to build a new life support system. So we had to learn everything in a few seconds. And then, who are analog astronauts? Many people ask me, okay, I'm a student. I want to do an analog mission. Can I do it? Yes. If you're a civilian or a student, you can do an analog mission. You will be the experiment. If you're a civilian, you will be the experiment because the scientist with you will experiment on you, but you can take part of a mission even if you are not a scientist. Also, doctor can be analog astronauts, engineers, scientists, researchers, almost everyone. You just need to do test before applying because if you have some like psychological problems, it can be very heavy to you, so you have to train more. So don't worry, if you want to be an analog astronaut, you can. You just have to apply and then I will show you how. And then why are these missions important? Because we don't want to go to space without trying a mission first. Can you imagine like you go to space without knowing how you react to isolation? It's crazy, right? You have to try isolation and many aspects of spaceflight first. And also for the cost. During an analog mission, you can test a procedure or a technology, and maybe you find out that these procedures in space is useless. So you save a lot of money because you don't need its equipment in space. Or also the reduction. Also, you can test new medical procedures on an isolated mission. Maybe, I don't know, you can try a new blood sample, blood exam test on Earth, and then in space, you can apply what you discover on Earth in space. Also, team dynamics. This is the most important part because you want to know how you react, how your mind and body reacts in space, because space is not easy. You are confined in a small spacecraft or space station with always the same people. So you want to know how you react with different people, with different culture and languages. So if you want to understand how your mind reacts to space missions, do an analog mission. It's very important. And also future exploration. We can test Mars spacesuits in a like Mars-like environment. For example, in the desert, we can try to do a spacewalk in the desert to see if a spacesuit works well on the sand or like in a very hard environment. Remember, you don't want to go to space without testing something on Earth first. It's very important. The success of a space mission is made of two things. Team dynamics. If you don't work well with your team, the mission will fail. And also, the second most important part is preparation. You have to train a lot to do everything, because in space, no one will come to help you. You are alone with your crewmates, crew member, and like if you feel sick, a doctor cannot reach you. So you or your crewmate must be able to help you. So analog missions are very, very, very important. And as analog astronauts, we are essential. So if you want to become an analog astronaut, I already say thank you, because you are helping us to develop new space missions. So thank you if you decide to become an analog astronaut. And now, some analog programs. My analog agency is called Analog Astronaut Training Center, AATC in Poland. It's like I think it's the best habitat ever, because everyone is so nice and the mission control is very careful on what you do. Don't worry if you don't have an experiment, they will give you one to you. And it's formed by former ESA employers. So if you want to do a mission with former ESA workers, go to ATC in Poland. Also in Poland, there is Lunares, but to join Lunares, you have to do a very, very hard selection, and not everyone can join it. So if you are a civilian, I recommend AATC. If you are students, still a student, go to AATC, because Lunares asks you for a research. And then Astroland. Astroland is very important, and it's in Spain because it's inside a cave. We know that NASA and other agencies wants to work to go to the moon and Mars and live underground or in caves. Well, in Astroland, you can simulate life on Mars, on moon, but inside a cave. It's very cool, but also the selection is very hard. So if you are able to enter inside this program, congratulations. Also, Habitat Marte, Brazil, is the newest one. They also do virtual missions. You can take part of a mission virtually, join them during some hours of the day, like during some experiments, and it's very cool because it's inside a desert. So if you want to mimic Mars, Habitat Marte is for you. And then I got many questions from kids around the world every day about how can I become an astronaut? How can I do it if my space agency does not have an astronaut program? Well, don't worry, I will tell you how. First of all, there are different types of astronauts. Like, the most famous ones are the government astronauts, NASA, ESA, Roscosmos, ISRO. They are selected and hired and trained by government space agency. These agencies are under the government. So they are very, very restricted about who they select, because you must be a citizen of their country. Like NASA, you must be American. Roscosmos, you must be Russian, because you will work for the government. Also, commercial astronauts. I am a commercial astronaut because I've been selected by a commercial space agency, Titan Space, Virgin Galactic, Blue Origin. You must be hired by them. And then private astronauts. Private astronauts are very rich people who pay a ticket to go to space, like SpaceX, Action Space, Blue Origin again. They buy a ticket and they are not hired by a space agency. So they are like tourists, but they go to space to work. So if you have like a private research and you want to go to space to test it, if you have the money, you can buy a ticket and test your research in space. Also, space is not only for professionals. You can go to space to have fun, right? So there are space tourists. There are people who buy a ticket to go to space to have fun and have a very cool experience. According to the FAA, they are not astronauts because they don't go to space to work, but only to have fun and enjoy a very cool ride. So you have many options. Don't worry about there will be more options in the future, so don't worry now, because we are opening many doors to everyone, so you just need to wait. Also, requirements to become an astronaut. I get this question a lot, but every agency has its own requirement and criteria. So I will talk to you about the general requirements, but you have to look on every space agency website to see their own requirement, because like NASA and ESA have very different requirements and only some in common. For example, now I talk to you about government agency. If you want to work for like NASA, ISRO, or Roscosmos, you must have a very high education in a STEM field. The best one you can have is a master's degree or being a test pilot with a bachelor's degree in a STEM field and a lot of experience. NASA and ESA ask for a minimum of 3 years of experience, work experience in your degree field. So as soon as you have a degree, please start having experiences and work experiences, because this is very, very, very important. NASA and all space agency will not hire you because you had a beautiful grade of in your degree, but only for your experience. They don't care about where you studied. They will only look at your experience. Also, citizenship. This is a problem for the government agency because you must be a citizen of the country in which the space agency you are applying to operates. Like NASA, you must be an USA citizen, ISRO Indian, JAXA Japanese. So be careful on this. If you want to work with NASA, for example, you must take the US citizenships, and it's very hard. But there are many agencies in the world, not only NASA. All agencies are amazing. So choose the one it's the best for you. Also, don't worry if you have a physical disabilities, because, for example, NASA is starting a program for disabled people. Like we got the first astronaut missing a leg. He will fly soon on the space station. He just finished the basic training, so don't worry. Also, Titan Space will start a program for physical disability people. So space is for everyone. In the coming years, almost everyone will be able to fly, maybe kids too, who knows? So don't worry if you have a small problem. Space is for you too, so don't worry. How to prepare to become an astronaut? Okay, I have my degree, but what can I do now? First of all, study what you love. You don't like science? Don't worry. In the future, we will need everyone on future colonies on Moon or Mars. You can imagine like artisans, farmers, doctors, chefs, personal trainers on the Moon. Like astronauts on the Moon will need like everyone. Just imagine a city on the Moon must be exactly like a city on Earth, right? We need teachers for maybe kids born on the moon or Mars. We need doctors, personal trainers, because in space you have to do a lot of physical activity. So everyone is essential. So don't worry if you're not a scientist. Space is for you too. For example, Japan just selected the first not scientist astronaut is an accountant working in a bank. So don't worry. In the future, not only scientists and people and pilots will fly to space. Everyone will be able to go to space for a mission. And then my recommendation is to stay healthy and fit. In space, you must do a lot of physical activity to not lose your health. So you don't need to be an athlete or a Superman. Don't worry. Just stay fit, stay healthy, because your health is very important. We know that space is very hard. So please do a lot of sport and movement. This is very, very, very important. Please stay fit and stay healthy. And then do as many experiences as possible. Skydiving, diving, learning a new language, and everything is important. But the most important thing is to work in a team. The first test astronauts do after the selection is how they work in a team, because the success of a space mission depends on how you work in a team. Can you imagine, like on the space station, the astronauts don't work together as a team? It's a disaster. If there is an emergency, no one will like collaborate. It's a disaster, and the mission will fail. So, working a team with your like classmates, with your family, just learn how to work well and communicate well in a team. This is vital and essential, please. And then, if you can, this is not mandatory, but this is important to know the environment team and like our groups, because attend events and conferences, because it's the best way to connect with professionals, colleagues, and other people in this field. So you can understand how our company works, our space agency works, and talk with experts, because talking with experts and colleagues is the most important thing to do, so you can understand almost everything about space. I started my adventure in this field going to the International Astronautical Congress, because I met so many people and they were able to teach to me too many things you can even imagine. So if you can go to events, there are many events also in India about space. Now I talk to you about the IAC because it's the biggest event, but if you can just attend conferences or like today, what we are doing today, please do it, because talking to experts is very, very, very important. They can teach you a lot. And then this is a funny section I added, because many people tell me a lot of fake stuff they believe. And then when I tell them the truth, they are very, very surprised because they don't know this. For example, you must be a military. No. Many almost now, many astronauts are civilians, scientists. So if you are not in the Air Force or the military, don't worry. It's okay. It's not mandatory. And also, you don't need to be a test pilot or a pilot. Okay, in the past, astronauts were test pilots because they had to test new technology, right? For example, the first flight of a spacecraft until now, must be done only by test pilots, because we cannot risk the life of a civilians. But to become an astronaut, you can only be a scientist, not a pilot. Don't worry. Space agencies will teach you how to pilot planes, just to be sure you can pilot a spacecraft in case of a danger. But don't worry, you will learn everything during the selections and during the training. So if you're not a pilot, don't worry. And then you must be a super athlete. No, as I said, you just must be okay with your body, but you don't have to go to the Olympics. So don't worry. And then, oh, this is the most common question I got. Well, many kids ask to me, okay, Mama, but do I have to have aerospace engineering degree? No. Okay, many astronauts are engineering, but you can be a doctor, a biologist, a physicist. Don't worry about this. You can be almost everyone in the STEM field. Don't worry. Study what you love. There is always space for you in space. And then you must be a genius. No, you don't need to be like Einstein or Elon Musk. Don't worry. You just need to be good in what you do. So love what you do, because if you don't love what you do, you will never be able to be the best. But learn to do what you study in the best way possible, develop new skills, but you must be good in what you do. So also being the best of the best. Okay, maybe you are the best of the best, but you are not good enough to be an astronaut, or you can be just an average good in what you do, but you have other skills that will make you a successful astronaut. So don't worry, just love what you do and everything will be okay. And also, okay, only American citizens can become astronauts. Yes and no, because only American citizens can become astronauts at NASA. If you are like from an European country, you can't become an astronaut at NASA, but you can become an astronaut at ESA. So many countries have their own space programs. If your country does not have a space program, don't worry, because private companies are working with many countries to create and develop a new space program. Also, Titan Space will open the doors to many countries to send astronauts to space. So don't worry if your country does not have a space agency, or don't worry if you fail to enter your country's space agency. Don't worry, because many astronauts who applied at NASA, many aspiring astronauts who applied at NASA, they were rejected, and then they are now astronauts for private companies. So don't worry, there are many opportunities. NASA is not the only space agency in the world. I really love the Indian Space Agency, because they are launching their first manned spacecraft. In the coming years, they will have their own space programs. Okay, now they only have test pilots as astronauts, but in the future they have to select scientists too, because in space we want scientists to do science, not pilots, because scientists are better than pilots to do science. So if you are a scientist or a civilian from India, I just recommend you to wait for a few years, and then your agency will start selecting you too. So don't worry, do what you love, and you will be able to go to space too. Maybe also like a tourist, there will be maybe flights open to everyone as a tourist too. But if you want to go to space to experience space flight and see the Earth from space, don't worry. Space flight in the coming years will become like normal, like flying on a plane. Just don't worry, wait. You must be patient, wait, and everyone will be open for everyone. So don't worry. If you have questions, you can ask me in the chat or by voice. And if there is a question you don't want to ask to me by voice because like you're shy, you can text me. I always answer as soon as I can. So if you're shy, don't worry, text me and I always answer to you. So just ask everything you want. I'm here for you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am, for such a wonderful and insightful session on how to become an astronaut. Now we move to the interactive part. So first we'll take the question from the chat, and then you people can raise your hand and you can turn your mic on and ask your doubts and queries. So ma'am, the first question is asked by Atufa Bora. She asked that, do analog astronaut mission also test technologies or strategies that could someday support cosmological research in deep space, such as studying cosmic background radiation or dark matter environments. Also, she is in second year of her bachelor's and she's really interested in cosmology. So, what advice would you give someone like her who wants to work in space research?
My advice is to contact analog agencies and ask them and tell them what you want to study, because every mission is different. You have to prepare well, and also the mission control will need everything from you, because like if you need some technology or equipment, you must be prepared first. So you can study almost everything in an mission. You just need to ask if you can do it with them. So just ask, and you can do everything. Also, I did. My crewmate did an experiment on radiation. My experiment was on seeds, and we were able to do a funny things because we mixed our experiments, seeds and radiations. And I can't say too much about this because it's we are still working on this, but you can just ask to the mission control or the owner, and then you will be able to do everything you want during a mission. Don't worry.
Okay, so the next question is asked by Sabika Harim. She asked, what are the most significant challenges planning long duration human mission to Mars or Moon?
The challenges are that the Moon, is near us, but Mars is not. You have to plan everything on Mars, because if you need something, like you can't just ask to, hey NASA, please send me this technology or some food, because like the travel is very long. So you have to plan everything without being able to send materials on Mars again. So once you land on Mars, you must be able to adapt and do everything by your own without asking help to NASA and other agencies. So the most difficult part will be like the training and the preparation, because we almost have the technology. So the most important hardest part will be the training for astronauts, because we will have to learn everything. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, Nareen asked, for human body, it is mentally tougher or is it physically tougher to be an astronaut in space?
Sorry?
Ma'am, Nareen asked that for the human body, is it mentally tougher or is it physically tougher to be an astronaut in space?
Okay. Well, in space, I still have to fly to space, but I can talk to you about your body in space, because in space you can't walk now. You can only do physical activities like going to a bicycle or running on a treadmill on the space station. So you have to train your body just imagine when you are sick, you are very sick, and you stay in bed for days, and then you get up in a second and you feel like dizzy. Okay, this is what happens in space, because just imagine you are on the ISS for 6 months, you never walked in 6 months, and then you go back on Earth and you have to walk. This is very, very physically demanding. So my advice is to train your muscles to adapt very fast, like do a lot of running and walking, because this is very important, because once you land back again on Earth, you have to learn to do everything. You are like a kid who starts to learn how to walk and how to move. So in space, your body is like the victim. It is a victim in space. Your brain in space is confused, because there is not up, down, left, or right. So you can't just train your brain to, okay, I'm in space now. This is the ceiling, this is the floor. This is almost impossible to train on. So please train on your body, not on your brain.
The next question is asked by Ananya Das. She asks, what are the biggest challenges in monitoring astronaut physical and mental health remotely during long duration analog mission? And in your experience, what is the early warning signs of physiological fatigue or burnout that mission control should look for?
Okay, the most challenging part in space is that there is no gravity. And this is the answer. There is no gravity, and your body adapts to the zero gravity. And again, when you are back on Earth, you have gravity again. And this is very, very hard and very demanding. So for your body in space, the most difficult part is to remember how to live on Earth. And then from my experience, I can talk about my analog mission. The hardest part for me was the isolation, and also the darkness period, because we got 4 or 5 days of darkness, and then we got the light again immediately, and our eyes were like crying literally. So the difficult part is that you need to learn how to adapt very fast in space and back on Earth. Humans are able to adapt very fast, but space is able to destroy us. So be careful on your body. If you fly that you are physically okay and fit, you will not have many problems. But if you don't do exercise in space, maybe you will be able to you will not be able to walk again. So your body like is a poor victim of space again.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
The next question is asked by Jay Samson. Hi, as in India, I understand that most space agencies prefer their own citizens for astronaut selection. From your perspective, which agencies such as NASA or ESA, also other space agency, is more open or easier for foreign national to join?
Okay, to work inside a space agency, also like a secretary, you must be a citizen. If you also, if you are a scientist, you must be a citizen for ESA and NASA, because it's a government-private stuff things. Like it's a government secret, the space agency. So even if you want to go to NASA to clean the floors, you must be a citizen. So you can go to NASA to work if you, for example, if you are Indian and if you work for the Indian Space Agency, you can be sent to NASA to work to NASA for a collaboration between the Indian Space Agency and NASA. But it's a collaboration and you don't work for NASA, you still work for India. But the only way to work at NASA without being a citizen is to collaborate with NASA through another agency. The most open agencies are the commercial ones, like me, I'm Italian, and I'm part of an American commercial agencies because they are not under the government, they are under one person like SpaceX. So if you want to work for an American agency, please select commercial agencies. The only problem, exception is SpaceX, because SpaceX works for the government. So if you want to work to SpaceX, even if it's private/commercial, you must be an American citizen. So you can like work for Titan Space, even if you're not American, because it's more open to everyone.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So for the fifth question, I would like people to turn on their mic one by one, raising hand, and they can ask their doubts and queries. So first of all, I ask Humaira, what's your doubt, and you can ask. Turn on your mic, please.
Can I go a little later? I want to see everyone, like others' questions on. So, can I ask my question a little later?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sure. Okay, so I'll ask Robin, you can ask your question. Please turn on your mic. Hello, Robin, are you there?
Hi. Yeah, I'm here. I would have actually two questions. I written actually two, and it was jumped sadly over. That one was how training we can pre-do. I would be interested how skydiving benefits the training. By scuba diving, I already know it because I'm a scuba diver. And the other one is because Benedetta talks about the private sector, how can we check that some offer we get is legit, is trustworthy? Because I see many claims already, and some are sometimes questionable, and maybe share some tips how to spot ones where we can say, yeah, it works, or others will say, we should be careful.
Okay. About skydiving, I can tell you that is very important because you learn how to do many things in a short time, because like you're falling, right? And while skydiving, astronauts have to do some small things, like they have on their arm like piece of paper, and they have to do like some math exercise or science problems, so in a small times, and then open their parachutes. So skydiving is important to learn how to do science thing under stress and pressure. And then about the second question, I really don't you were like lagging too much. I lost the second part of the questions. I'm sorry.
Sorry, the second part was how to detect legit offers, because I got lately so many mails and things who asked me about who were one time more legit, sometimes questionable, and how you would give some guidelines how we could detect what is really legit or what is not so legit.
Are you talking about citizen science?
About the private sector, when you get
okay.
offer to become an astronaut like you.
Okay.
Are the lucky person you got one.
The private sector, you must. There are some. I can tell everything about the private sector because each company has like company secrets. But I can tell I cannot say everything. But please text me and I can tell you. But what I will tell you cannot exit our chat. I'm sorry but there's a problem in the private sector is that there is a very high competition. I cannot tell you about my selection, what were the questions and the criteria, because it's a secret. You will you know the questions and the criteria the moment they interview you. So I cannot say too much or I could be fired. But if you want to know, for example, the criteria of a commercial agency, you can just email them or ask them, or ask privately to someone who works for them. But you cannot say to the world everything, because I know that this recording will be saved and will be public. So I cannot say too much. I'm sorry, because there are secrecy now. But please text me. I can tell you more, but please don't. What I will say to you, don't tell anyone, please.
Okay, I think Robin, you have cleared your doubt. So the next, I asked Vandit, you can turn on your mic and camera and you can ask your question.
Hello, ma'am. I'm
Hello?
audible. Yes. So my question is, to become a scientist, what is more important, like attending multiple master class and certification courses from
I'm not
course?
able to hear you.
Can you speak clearly? Your voice is not clear.
Just a minute. Just a minute.
Vandit, are you there?
If you want, you can write it in the chat and I can read it. Don't worry. If you're not able to fix the audio.
Komal, you can shift to the next question, please.
Okay. So I ask Prem, you can ask your doubt. You can turn on your mic. Prem, are you there? So people who want to ask their doubt. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. My question is very simple. When people go in International Space Station as astronaut, what is the function, or what is the purpose of astronaut?
Ma'am is asking what is the
purpose of astronaut? What is the purpose to become an astronaut?
Oh, the purpose of becoming an astronaut?
Yes.
Why? Okay, we are humans. We are explorers. Our nature is to explore new territories and new stuff. We know that Earth will not be there forever. We don't have enough. In the coming years, we will not have enough water, for example, and we have to find new ways to survive. And for me, becoming an astronaut means helping life on Earth. Many people just want to become an astronaut because going to space is cool, but this is wrong. Because for me, is to help humanity to live well. For example, on the space stations, there are systems that help us clean water and air. So we can apply these devices to clean water and air on Earth. We have a lot of technologies now on Earth thanks to space exploration. For example, your phone and computer and laptops. We have them thanks to space explorations and moon landings. So for me, and like 99% of the astronauts, going to space means discovering new stuff to help life on Earth for everyone. It's not just a fun thing. It's not like I want to go to space because it's fun. No, it's to do science and help humanity and people. If you see like astronauts as people who go to space to take a cool selfie, no, maybe it's this is stuff for space tourists who go to space to just take a beautiful selfie for like having fun. But professional astronauts go to space for science and to help people.
Okay, thank you.
Ma'am, I would like to add the question along with his question. As you said, we are going for the scientific experiments. Are the experiments already scheduled when you go to the space, or are they sent to you randomly, or are they organized randomly there on the ISS?
Okay, I can talk about what I do and what astronauts told me, because this is not public, but astronauts trying to do experiments before launching. You go to space knowing exactly what you will do day by day. There is not something improvised. It can happen if there is an emergency or a change of programs. Like we know about Sunita Williams, who went on the space station for a week, but then she like went to many months. And so NASA sent some experiments to them, and they had to learn to do them. But normally, you know everything before the launch, because you have to know how to do an experiment. For example, I am a physicist, and I have to learn to do like a medical experiment. The NASA or my agency has to teach to me. So you will know everything you will do.
So you are, in a sense, one and the only person who has to take care about yourself and the others also on the ISS. There and then you have no other help, because on the ISS, sending help is not easy. So you are the only one who has to manage each and everything from the very scratch to the end, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
that's nice.
You can call to the mission control to ask like help of a doctor to do a procedure, but it's by phone. They can guide you, but you must be able to do a CPR to someone, or like close teaching to someone because they cut themselves. You are the doctor, your friend is your doctor. So you can call on Earth, but it's only by phone. No one will help you physically.
Definitely. In fact, I would add to your presentation that becoming or training for an astronaut makes you capable of doing anything to everything for your living, to survive, basically.
The funny thing is that NASA astronauts and cosmonauts learn also to do like hair cutting and hairstyles to their friends. Because in space, you don't have like hairstylist, and you have to cut your hairs or your friends' hairs. So you learn to do everything.
We have seen Sunita Williams' hair fly in the space. They were all upwards. We have seen that photographs.
Yes.
We have seen that videos. So it's better to get your hair short before you go to the space.
All your friends will cut your hair for you and make a disaster.
Definitely. Okay, the next question coming up from Shiva Harim. Shiva, can kindly unmute your mic and keep your videos on.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay, so my name is Sabika Harim.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, so my question is, as a space science undergraduate student deeply invested in dark matter research, are there any opportunities for a person like me to become a research astronaut?
Yes, if you are inside a science field, you can become an astronaut. Everything inside that is STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, you can become an astronaut and work in space or from space. Don't worry, you just need now, at the moment, you just need to be inside science. So everything, even if you, for example, there is an astronaut who is a veterinarian. So you just need to have the science mentality.
Okay.
So yes, you can.
Okay. And my second question is, as humans move toward living permanently beyond Earth, how can we design and sustain complete life support systems like recycle air, food, water, protect against radiation and microgravity effects, ensure both physical and psychological well-being, ultimately allowing future generations to build self-sufficient and like that stuff?
We are already testing this technology on the ISS and on future space stations. So we already have the technology to maintain life inside an habitat. The problem is, in my opinion, because there are many problems, the biggest problem is to land on the moon, start building by hand an habitat, and then the easiest part is to enter and live inside the habitat. The biggest problem is to ship everything to the moon or Mars and then build it. This is the only problem. We already have all the technology for inside the habitat. The problem is the habitat outside, to build the habitat in my opinion, obviously. for Mars and Moon. Everything inside the habitat, we are already testing it on the ISS.
Okay, thank you so much for such an informative session. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Deepthi has a question. Deepthi? Is Deepthi here? Kindly ask your question. Okay, we next move to the next one. Akash Kumar.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please.
Okay, ma'am. First of all, I'm truly inspired by your journey, especially when I know about you, how you contribute in NASA science project, like cloud putting on Mars, actively asteroid, and many more. My question is, as someone who also dreams of becoming an astronaut, I would love to know what mindset or first step do you believe is most important to turn passion into purpose and begin a meaningful journey in space field?
Nice questions. I mean, I always say that the mindset to become an astronaut is that you are not the best of the best. There will be always someone smarter than you. Because, okay, maybe Neil Armstrong worked on the moon, but he was not the smartest one and not the best of the best.
Yes, ma'am.
So now I am an astronaut candidate, but I know I'm not the best of my group. I know, because you are like the last one of a biggest chain, okay? There are people who launch you, people who build your spacecraft, prepare the mission. You are the last one, and you can be replaced. So, keep a very low profile and be yourself. Don't be arrogant because I'm an astronaut now. No, you are the last one. And then the second part of the question was?
Yes, ma'am.
The second part of the question, I forgot.
No, ma'am. Okay. And it's
you are the person who has been appointed as an astronaut only because of the thousands of people working behind you. You are the only one who has to execute the commands given by the people sitting on Earth, on the ISS. So you are basically the last person who is executing the commands. There are thousands of people working behind you to keep you safe, to keep you alive, and to fulfill all your needs at the ISS. The only demand is that you need to carry out the experiments over there on the ISS. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. And thank you so much for truly unforgettable session for me to connect with you as an astronaut. Thank you so much.
You. Thank you to you.
Okay, Jaheen, can you just unmute and ask your question?
Yes. Hi, Ms. Benny. It was it was a really good session, and to be honest, I'm really very inspired by you and your journey. I have a question, which is that currently I'm a year 12 student, and it's been my dream since I was a kid that I want to become an astronaut when I grow up. So my question is that how should I really proceed forward to accomplish my dream? Any advices you have for me, or any guidance that you have for me?
Okay, take your time. Don't rush, because I made a big mistake starting my journey, because when I was still a student, I was rushing and trying to be the best of the best, and I ended up hating my journey. I hated studying and everything. So take your time, don't rush. The most important thing is your experience. You don't need to have the highest grade of everyone, because competition is okay, but until it's healthy. Competition is like helps you to do stuff, but it must be an healthy competition. And also, when you finish studying, keep in mind the healthy competition, and do experience and working experience, because agency will work only at your experience and working experience in your field. They don't care about where you're studying and your degrees and grades, but only your experience and your how you behave with other people. So teamwork and experience is very important.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the question as well.
You're welcome.
Yes, Anita Yadav, your question, please.
Yes, ma'am. I'm actually Anvika.
Okay.
Ma'am, my question is that you're an astronaut candidate. So, if you ever have a chance to go to space, what would be the one experiment that you would love the most to do?
Oh, I would like to end my experiments on seed that I started on my analog mission. I studied on how seeds react in simulated space environment. My mission was on a simulated moon. So I would like to see how my seeds grow in space in zero gravity, to compare them with the seeds grown on my analog habitat. So this is inside my heart. I am a physicist, but I also work on seeds and plants. This is strange, I know, but my beloved experiment is on seeds and sprouts and plants, and to see how they grow. I know they already studied them on the ISS, but I would like to compare them in my seed. Sorry?
No, it was just a...
Okay, I would like to compare them.
Anika, kindly mute yourself.
Okay, I would like to compare my the sprouts I got on the analog mission and compare them to the sprouts I will get in space. So I would like to in my first missions will be only 5 hours long missions to test the spacecraft, but I would like to take with me some seeds also to give them to schools around the world and make them grow as a science project for schools. So maybe I can send some seeds to you.
Definitely,
Yeah.
we'll love that. Yeah. Yes. The next question coming up from Humaira. Kamika, kindly mute yourself, please. Humaira, please, your question.
Hello, Benita.
Hi.
Hi. Do you remember me? We have already had a long conversation before on your Instagram DMs. And yes, I have also come up with more questions this time, as I saw you're joining, and why would I not join? So I just registered quick. And so just a big question. If someone dreams of becoming an astronaut, but they don't hold a citizenship of ESA or ESA member states, so what alternative paths or collaborations would you suggest? On your post, I saw that you wrote that many of the space agencies collaborate with international, other space agencies. So what type of collaborations would you suggest?
Oh, okay. If you want to collaborate with the European Space Agency, in Europe, we have too many aerospace companies. So basically, you just need to enter one and see if they work with ESA. For example, in Italy, we have Thales Alenia Space. We are building the next space station and the rockets. So we have many Italian people working at ESA. Also, we have many American people working for Thales Alenia Space sent to ESA to collaborate. So the best things is to enter a aerospace company who builds stuff and do stuff in the space sector, and then be lucky enough to be sent to another space agency to collaborate.
Okay. Yeah, in my country, I live in Bangladesh. So it's just beside India. So there, we do not have any programs related to astronauts or anything, not even in our syllabus, not in our curriculum. So that's why it was really tough to get started as an astronaut and take my first steps of knowing about astronomy. So Yeah. And you say like education doesn't matter. What matters is the experience. So what sort of experience do you hold for like and like valuable skills?
What is my
Yeah, like what are your experiences? You say like experience matter more than education.
Yeah, in my I can talk only about me because I've been selected as an astronaut because I worked with in the past with spacesuits, so I will be able to help my space agency with spacesuit and also training other astronauts because I already did a part of astronaut training and I know how it works. So I will be able to train also space tourists in the future because we will open flights to everyone. And obviously, it's a very big space flight because we are building a very huge space plane. So like on a normal airplane flight, we need like hostess, for example, who help passengers. I am able to train and help people inside our spacecraft. So I've been selected because for my experience in spacesuits, space simulator, and teaching to other people. Because also I go to schools in my country to teach to kids and people. So I have a pretty good ability to teach manual things to kids and people. So I can contribute in spaceflight in this way.
Okay. So, like, can you also describe like what does teamwork look like on an astronaut training? Like, especially when people come from different backgrounds and countries, what does teamwork look like?
It's like I don't know if you ever tried it, but when you study for an exam in a group, everyone teaches to the other people something, a topic they know better. Like I know about spacesuits, so I teach to my crew members how to work and wear a spacesuit. I have a crewmate that is a doctor, and he will teach me on how to save someone else's life. I have like a psychologist in my team, and he will teach us on how to like behave with other people and what to do in case of like a mental breakdown. So everyone teaches to other people what they know. And also teamwork is not only teaching to other people, but also helping people. Because if you see that someone is in a bad mood or sick, you must be able to act very fast to help your crewmate.
Okay, so like what does ESA mostly look for when they select future astronauts or researchers?
ESA looks on now. The problem with ESA is that they do astronaut selection every like 10 or 15 years. This is a big problem because I will not be able to enter the next ESA section because we have career astronauts and like project astronauts and also reserve astronauts. So the next selection will be in 15 years and I'm out with the age, but they search for like your experience. They don't search only for like super engineers or super experts. They check people who are able to build a spacecraft or like to save someone else's life, pilot a spacecraft, build a space station. There's not only one skills they are searching for. They're searching for like too many skills. Like you can also be a chef as a hobby, and maybe they will select you because you are able to cook for your entire crew. So different topics and different people and different abilities are well seen.
So like with
Mara, we need to take the questions of other participants. So really sorry. You can connect with her later on. I'm really sorry, ma'am. Devansh Pandey has a very curious question. He's asking that he's a CSE, that is computer science student, and what can be his initial steps or path if he wants to become a space scientist or work with ISRO or NASA in future?
Computer scientist, you are on the perfect way. It's perfect because computer scientists are very important in space exploration. So with computer science, you can work at NASA, you can go to space, you can become an astronaut, you can train astronauts. You are good to go. It's perfect. It's perfect. You can do everything you want.
Yeah. And the next question is from Reena Yadav. She is asking that how do you feel in space?
Oh,
I think so.
I still have to go to space, but I tried zero G. You feel like you are falling. Just imagine that you are inside an elevator that starts falling down. And this is the sensation. After a few days, you don't feel it anymore because you adapt to it. But the first day, astronauts are very sick and you feel like you are falling. So you grab everything and you like, oh no, I'm falling.
Okay. But like you have a specialization in making the space suits and you know many things about the space suits. Does it feel claustrophobic in a space suit?
It depends on the space suit.
Okay.
I worked on Russian models spacesuits. You know, the one that zips on your chest and the helmet close. And it's very those spacesuits comes only into 3 sizes, so they don't adapt very well to you, and it could be big because I wore a model that is too big for me. So I was like, it was like too big for me, not claustrophobic, but I talked to an astronaut who flew on with the SpaceX, and their spacesuits are like custom made. So they are perfect for you, and the helmet is very small. And I can say the name, but these astronauts told me that SpaceX spacesuits are so small that sometimes you feel claustrophobic because they are perfect on your face, while the Russian models are the helmets are big and you can move inside. And I prefer the Russian models.
Okay. Naga Vaishnavi has a question. Please ask your question.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. My name is Seshu. My question is about the career to become a scientist, actually not an astronaut. My question is, there are many branches related to the CSC, computer science and quantum mechanics, but I am interested in quantum mechanics, and which are atomic levels, and also in the space research, which is aerospace engineering. But which branch should I take so that I can become a scientist which related to the both atomical and astronomical, so that I can work on the dark energy and matter expansional universe. So all of this.
Just select the one you prefer the most. The one your heart says, okay, I want to study this. Because if you love it, you will be amazing with your job. And like you said, many things, many fields, all of them are perfect, are okay. Just select the one you love the most and feel the most involved into it. Just select the one you want to really study. It doesn't matter which one, because space agency and scientists appreciate like almost every field. So just do what you prefer and not what you think it's like cooler. Okay, just the one you love the most.
Okay, I think so, ma'am. We have a very what I should say, a very important person. She is an important person named Sosina Desu. She is working with the African Planetarium Association as an associate researcher at the Ethiopian Space Science and Geospatial Institute. She has already done her analog astronaut training. She's an applicant for that, and with a background of software engineering and astronomy and astrophysics. She says she has already applied for an analog astronaut program, and she is very eager to understand the next steps towards becoming a candidate for an actual space or private mission.
Okay.
Yeah, ma'am. I'm staying here. Thank you, Amoli. Yesterday, I asked the same question for the presenter, and I got some answer for today. So today's presentation it's so interesting. Today's session it's impressed for me, and I got a solid. Info for my future path. So my question is, what are the key quality or milestone that analog astronaut should build to be considered for future mission participation? And also, are there any private institution or research-based astronaut program that tend to select from analog astronaut alumni? And also, what is the best way to stay connecting or receive updates about upcoming astronaut selection opportunity or collaboration with the organization? And lastly, I would really appreciate stay in touch beyond this meeting to continue learning. Could you kindly share the best contact method and perhaps an email, LinkedIn, or any other official website so I can follow up and stay updated? Thank you very much for your time and for inspiring us as an astronaut like me. So it's interesting.
Thank you. Okay, I will like write to you a link in the chat to contact me, to stay in touch with me. It's my website, so you can find every contact you want. And congratulations for applying to become an analog mission. And the first question was about the qualities. You just need to be yourself and don't change your mentality just to show to the agency that you are different than what you are. Be yourself, do your experiment, do your research, and observe how you behave and react to the missions. Because I found out that I love being isolated with people inside an habitat. Many people hate this, but observe many things, observe as many things as you can, because what you will learn inside an analog mission, you have to apply what you learn to a real space mission. Okay, now I invite my contact. Just a second. What was the second part of the question?
Second part, private institution or research-based program that tend to select from the analog and astronomy as a candidate astronaut for mission. So, which institution is easily acceptable and to approach in my way?
Okay, there are not agency that prepares you for an astronaut selection and astronaut missions. The only agency that can help you is the agency that selects you. I did a private training, but I found it was useful. I will not say the name here because they were not too nice with me. So I can tell it to you, but I don't recommend it because it's expensive. And if you are already an analog astronaut and a student, it's okay. You don't need other trainings. But the most important thing to be selected is experience, not private training, not other strange stuff. Just be as good as you can, do many experiences, and you will be okay with any kind of selections. Don't worry.
Okay, so if I get your contact, if you permit for attach me, there is upcoming astronaut selection opportunity and collaboration. So could you send me the link, official link to ICANN apply?
It's in the chat. You can see it by your site, Astrobeni.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you see it? Okay, you can find many contacts there.
So the next question coming up from Ananya.
Hello,
Okay, thank
ma'am.
you.
Hi.
Hello. So it was a really, really nice session. Like one of my mentor actually suggests this session, and believe me, it was wonderful. I got to know many, many things from you. So my question is, like, as a first year physics student who aspired to study space medicine and also wants to become astronaut, so what kind of skills, knowledge, and experience should I start developing early on to increase my chances of become selected for such role in the future?
Okay, just do some experience related to your field of studies. Like, for example, I know a person who is a doctor and he got like experience in physics, but you are a doctor, so you must be you must have experience like as a doctor. Okay, so if you are studying physics and want to graduate as a physicist, do experience as a physicist. Don't change your field like midway. Keep your way and do experience in what you studied. Don't do too many experience in different fields because it's too much. If you are like a physicist, do like experience in physicist. If you are a doctor, keep doing the doctor because yeah, it's the only way to be the best, like the best as you can. So keep your way, don't change it.
So my next question is like, like someone like me from physics background who really wants to merge like physics with human psychology and neuroscience and also like wants to become astronaut. So what's the pathway or do you recommended me? Like after my BSc, like MSc, MD, PhD or space research programs, like what should I go for after completing my BSc?
Always do like search for opportunity to do experience. Maybe do one if you want to test your your abilities. Do another mission where you can test what you know. You can like study on people. Like um, we got in our mission a civilian who was a test subject. So if you want do a mission, you can study on real people and real activities, and then apply for an astronaut selection. But after having some experience, because you have to collaborate with your space agency, you have to contribute with what you know. So do experience and learn how to apply in practice what you studied on the books. So just keep doing experiences and applying. You can keep doing experiences even after applying. I'm a candidate now, but I still studying. So keep studying, keep learning, keep practicing, do everything you can.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Ma'am, you're
You are
muted.
mute.
Alison, kindly ask your question, please.
Hi. Yes, it's Alison Quiroz. Hello, Mr. Benny. First of all, thank you for your incredible presentation. Sorry for not turning on my camera. It seems I accidentally blocked something joining.
Okay.
Next year, I'll finish my degree in psychology, and I aspire to specialize in cognitive neuroscience to help astronauts and probably become one. I really want to. So, but perhaps you'd agree with me that the human body was created on Earth with 1G and therefore suffers quite a lot when leaving our habitat. So I've been reading about reverse engineering of the brain, or about making our consciousness digital so that we can explore more places. I'd love to know your perspective as a physicist. Do you think this is physically possible, and if it could help us?
This is a very difficult question because maybe it's possible, but I think the best way to understand it is to do it and test it in first person. So also thank you for what you study and what you do. So thank you very much. Thank you. And I think to answer this, we have to do it first.
Yes.
Like maybe I will be able to tell you my experience on this once I will be able to try this.
Yes, sure. I love it.
Yeah.
I think so, really, Benedetta, your experience of an astronaut training will spark the plug in many of us to get the astronaut training by doing the analog astronaut training or by directly getting to an astronaut training after experience. As you always say, that you need to have experience. So with that, we end the session here. We end the question answer round. And the students and the participants who are left with the questions, they can kindly mail the questions to the propagation team, and we'll definitely forward those questions to Benedetta. And
Thank you.
whenever she... Pardon?
Yeah, do it, please. Do it. I want to answer all the questions.
Okay, if you have time. I thought you would be busy. So the next question coming up from Manan. He asks, what is more important, attending multiple master classes and certification courses from STEM portals as of NASA, ISRO, etc., or completing summer and winter internships from certified space tutors?
Internships, I think, are the best things to do because you can enter inside the company and understand how it works. So if you can enter a company just as a student and internships, do it. It's very important. Many astronauts working at NASA were interns at NASA. So it's very important. Do it, please do it. It's very important.
Okay, the next question coming up from Sibga Anwar. Please unmute yourself and kindly ask the question.
All right. Okay. My question is pretty similar to Ananya's question. And that is that I am right now a second year mechanical engineering student and I really want to get into the space sector. So I was thinking that I should start incorporating space tech in my projects, or I can either do that or I can do some type of space related research. What would you suggest me? What should I do?
Okay. You don't have to include space in what you do yet, because it's not essential to be able to work for a space agency or become an astronaut. Many astronauts never worked with space before being selected. Like they were normal doctors, and then they got selected, and then started applying what they do to space. So don't worry if you don't insert a space now in what you do. You will be able to do it in the future. It's not mandatory. Just if you want to add it, do it. It's something more, but it's not mandatory.
Yeah.
And what would you suggest about like research if I want to get into that?
Just research on what you are curious, on what you see that it's asked by space companies. Like if you see that NASA asks about special research, maybe you can add it to your field, to your research. Like NASA now is studying how people react after laying down for months, and how they react when they stand up. So maybe you can think to mix your research with the NASA research. This is only a simple example, but you can take like inspiration from NASA social media website to see what they're doing and to like copy your experiment to add it to your experiment.
All right, thank you very much. I will definitely keep that in mind. Thank you very much.
Welcome. Great. I think so, Benedetta, you have been such an inspiration for so many of us. I would like to tell you something about myself also. I'm also a NASA certified citizen scientist and an asteroid hunter, having about 7 provisional discoveries in my name. And I have discovered a few supernovas using the Zooniverse platform, as well as some kilonovas. And about 3 exoplanets are in pipeline. So, yeah, sitting at home, not scrolling the reels, just doing some science, sitting at home in your comfort zone, I think so. It really contributes to the society. So with that, we end this session. And I would request all the participants to kindly switch on the camera for a group photograph. And there is a small announcement to be made from the propagation team that you will be getting your certificates after the webinar of 10th of October. Right? You'll be sent via the email and you'll be sent the Google form which you need to fill, and then only you can get the certificate. Thank you for participating, and kindly switch on your camera so that we can take a lovely photograph of all the participants along with our eminent guests. Yeah. Thank you, Yash. And with that, we end today's session. Hope to see you all tomorrow in the next session. The exciting one again with World Space Week and Propagation Team with SS Citizen Science Group. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you, Benedetta. Thank you so much. It was lovely hearing you and talking to you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank you for the information.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.